Hi, this is Paul from the Tech Modeler channel in regards to my build on my AMT 1955 1/25th scale Chevy Cameo pickup truck. Things have been going quite well. It's a time consuming thing. It's my first vehicle or car I've ever done for many years, and the ones I did do a few years ago were really terrible, and I'm talking about a lot of years actually. So here we go then. So let's show what we've got. So this is the vehicle I'm going to be building, as you can see. And I'm going to start off first with the grille, because that's what I've been working on today. And there she is. And as you can see, she's see-through. What I've had to do is basically sand off the back of someone. I think it was. I should have to put the credit up to it, because it was his ideas about sanding a bit, and I think Switch mentioned it as well. Sand off the back of the plate a bit with Dremel. And what I used is this tool here. There we go, this one here, to do the sand off, and rubbing along slowly and surely till it goes down. What I did then is, once I could see through it like paper, I went in there with a sharp scalpel, and it just fell out virtually. It was virtually so thin it just came out easily. So all these grills have been done now, and they look really nice. I've smoothed them up and sanded them a little bit. What I have done, because by doing the back, there's nothing, the grill, the actual bit loses up some of its thickness. So what I've done is actually put some, if I take this off, you can see some plate in there to actually hold the grill. So that's in place, and that, because this lost a bit of thickness. So you can see what I mean by the grill. Looking really nice. That's going to be painted in Alclads later on in chrome colour. So that's good, and it will just slot into place, and it falls into place once you get it in there. And there you go, and it's perfectly there. So, and it's gone really well, so I'm really pleased with that. I've got some more filler on there because I have sanded it, but I'm just filling a few blemishes I can see there, so that's okay. I'm going to move that out of the way. I've also done the flatbed truck, as you can see now. There she is. Again, sanding, you can see bits and pieces. But it is, the gates on the actual kit are very thick, so I've actually sanded them nice and smooth off there. And I'm sorry about the actual, because the kit's yellow, it makes it a bit awkward. Round the back, I've actually glued this in place, even though it was movable. It kept falling down, and I thought to myself, am I going to leave it down? No. When I build one later on, I might do so. But basically, I've filled in these areas, and I've sanded them smooth, and also the same deal. Obviously, this is going to receive a primer coat at some point of yellow, of light grey, so it actually shows up. So she's actually built up. Went together quite smooth. I've got a bit of sanding to do across here to finish off, to make it look a bit smoother there, but not too much, funny enough. A little bit of thinner in there with a very fine pointy stick to get it in there. That be all filled in lovely. So you can see the wood grain. So yeah, pleased with that. Everything's going on right on the actual that. The next thing I'll show you is the frame. Here we go. I'll put it like this so we can get right in. There we go, on the floor. She's good. The actual chassis was straightened up using an old-fashioned method, really. Boiling the kettle, then pouring it into a saucepan, then not putting the actual frame in straight away. I put it in there, and then once it was all warmed through and all the molecules, I suppose you can say, in the plastic was heated up nicely, then I actually pulled it out, and then while I was watching telly, held it steadily in the position I wanted it to be in until it was actually straight. So it's actually come up really nice. And there she is on the back and underneath. Now, I've got everything in. The exhaust pipe is easy enough to paint once I've done because I'm going to prime the whole thing, paint the whole thing. It's all done. The exhaust pipe's in place. Now the exhaust pipe, I think as Simon mentioned, the fact that the engine that came with this kit wasn't actually the original stock one, evidently. I'm not sure if that's true, but it felt like it, because I've had to extend I'll put that down now. I've had to extend the actual drive shaft and put a plastic filler in there, sand it down and fill it in, and I super glued it around and sanded it so it's nice and smooth. I've got a little bit of bump there I'm going to get out, but now this fits perfectly up to the engine. Now, talking about the engine, I'll move that out of the way now so you can see that's been done. Here's the engine now. She's been basically done. I've drilled holes in for the actual plug leads, or the ignition leads, if you want to call it that, but they're basic plug leads coming from the distributor, and I don't know whether you're going to see that. All the holes So you're not going to see it, but all the holes in that distributor are actually been drilled out. So all 9 of them, the centre one plus the 4 for the either side engine. So I'll be wiring that later on and then painting that of them all, because I'm just actually sitting in place, same as the actual balls. But it's come out quite nice. It's not bad. I think you can see the holes just if you look closely. Fiddly job, got there in the end. Got a bit of cleaning up around here to do, and because of the fact that this engine seemed to not fit properly, I've had to modify the front. You can see there little pegs. Now they will be hidden once they're painted, but it allows me now to actually fit it in correctly with the shaft coming in back, and it allows these exhaust manifolds to actually link up with the exhaust itself. Still going to have to use a bit of dab of super glue on each one as I push it up and hold them there one at a time to actually glue it to the engine once it's painted. But I'll be putting a bit of mask rule or something on that to stop the paint going on that later on, or paint it and then scrub it off. But that's the engine done. There is some bits and pieces going on it, pipes and bits and pieces, but they'll be done as when it's fitted. So that's that bit. Oops, I just lost my exhaust. Next one is the this is the exhaust. I've actually put a bit of lead tubing down, because basically even my car's got it, and I've seen it on the ones that are in showrooms and the actual the Cameo as well. I think there's a safety valve for the actual outlet for it when it really gets really hot. So I've actually run that cable down there, and it looks quite nice. Once it's painted up, it'll look apart, and it does fit in really well into the vehicle as well. And I've sanded all the seam lines off this bit, ready to do it, and I've left those marks there because apart from that one, there's 3 there. I presume they're part of it. They're like oil, so I'm going to clean the sand a bit more on this side. But that's the radiator, not looking too bad at all. Bonnet, yep, been cleaned up. It fits quite snugly on the front, so that's quite nice. Going to do some bits underneath here because it's got some actually plastic bits there, raised this time, so I might be able to clean those down. There are marks, and there's these bits here. I don't know what these are all about, but there's obviously mould in there, but it's a bit of a concern. But I had to clean off a little bit on either corner to actually let it fit flush on the front of the body. But nothing too really hard to do, and so that's done. Dashboard been cleaned up a little bit. There you go. Haven't done too much on it yet, but obviously this will be painted before it's put into situ inside the actual car frame. But got cleaned up, ready to go. I'll take that out. This is about, you saw this last time, but I've actually got the fuel tank in the back, as you can see, all cleaned up and done. And this seat is meant to be movable. I'm thinking about just putting it in there, but it actually goes in quite nicely, and then you can slide it up into position. There you go, and it's in position. So things are coming along slowly on this, and I'm looking forward to the next bit. I've got, as I said, I've got a little bit more detail. I'm going to be doing that distributor most probably for tonight or tomorrow, just to get all the cables into it, ready to slide in position, because I've drilled the holes, as I said, inside the engine. So there you go, just to notice the distributor's gone. This just shows how small that distributor is, and I don't know whether it's going to show the lot holes too well. I think, yeah, you can see them there, but you can see what I mean. So there you go. I'm going to put that in my little tray so I don't lose it with the engine sitting like that. There you go. So that's it. And there's the fan. I've been trying to thin it out a little bit because I think it's a bit way too thick. And to be honest, it looks a bit off square, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. I don't think it'll be noticed too much when you're looking down from the top. So there you go. So with the help of the old switcher Dremel, things were going really well with this, and it's working well. I've just looked at the tyres, and basically they've really got some good patterns on them, and they've also got the name of the tyre company as well, which is good. Now I'm thinking about spraying the white wall on with using acrylics when I do it, because I think the picture I've seen that they've when they was manufactured, they actually had the white walls. But I'm presuming that after they've been out and they've worn down, people would have fitted these tyres without the white wall. So make a decision on that later. But as you can see, things are coming all really well. I'm pretty pleased with things that have actually happened so far. And there you go. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Happy modelling.